Hi guys, this is Wave 618. It's the 2nd of March 2018 and it's just gone 8:30 in the evening GMT. Alright, so first of all, just want to say a big thank you to everyone that's subscribed so far and also my followers on Twitter. I'm really overwhelmed by how much support I've been, received so far. Seen a lot of positive, a lot of compliments coming in, and I'm quite surprised how fast it's grown so far. Almost got to that 100 subscribers mark, so that was a big landmark I was hoping to achieve. So hopefully it won't be too long before we get there. And doing really well on Twitter with 150 followers, so I'm really happy about that. So I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's shown their support. Alright, so we've got Bitcoin and we're looking at the 4-hourly chart here. Alright, so on the chart I've got my WXY pattern marked out there. That's just following on from my last video, and I've been discussing this pattern in my last few videos. What I would suggest, rather than me explaining and breaking down this WXY pattern, I would suggest that you have a look through my last video where it will explain it quite well. But also I'll just put a picture, a link to a useful picture in the description of the video, where you can just see a very good comparison of what is happening now with the crash that happened in 2014, as I believe we're seeing the exact same picture. So I'm going to put a link in the description, and I'm going to leave that link in all of my descriptions from now on, just because it's a very useful reference and will explain this WXY pattern. Alright, so also the reason I've chosen Y as the low and go into a level around $3,000 is just because I feel there's a lot more selling of Bitcoin that needs to happen. And again, I explained that at length in a video where Bitcoin first to $3,000, then $50,000. So if you check out that video, again, I'll link it in the description. But that video will explain, because it's about almost a 20-minute video explaining why I believe we're going to go to that level. Alright, so if you check out those links, that'll explain a little bit about that chart, that WXY pattern that I'm describing. Alright, in my last video, you will have noted we discussed a ABC pattern up to this X. So that would be a ABC. Now, I've been closely looking at the chart today, and I've just been trying to find alternative counts, and it looks like I have found an alternative count, and it may actually be my new primary count. Reason being, the only thing I didn't completely like about this this count, although it was my primary count, was the fact that I was calling this a one running flat 2, 3, 4, 5, finishing here. Now this wave 4 was quite a deep retracement, because I was saying wave 3 started here, so that means wave 4 retraced to 61.8 right there. Yeah, that's quite far for a wave 4, so that wasn't completely, I wasn't too happy about that. So that's what made me try and think of a possible alternative count, and I think I've come up with one, and it's actually more bullish than the previous count. So it's actually good news for a long trade. So the new count that I'm going to suggest is that it's actually going to be a WXY to this pattern, and I'm going to label that now. So if we start it here, W has finished, this is X, and Y is going to finish up here. Yeah, we're W, X, Y. The reason I say that, this looks like a 3-legged pattern to me. Yeah, that was 3 legs up. This has retraced too much for it to be like a wave 4 and a 5 waves up. So I make this to be an X wave, and I'm going to zoom in because we'll have a closer look at this. Let's go on the hourly chart. I can count 7 waves down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. When you see 7 waves like that, always think double zigzag. So a zigzag is an ABC, and when you have 2 zigzags back to back joined up, you get what's called a double zigzag. So again, so there's 7 waves down, so you've got an A, B, C, X, A, B, C. Alright, so that's always a corrective pattern, and I make that to be the X wave. As I say, this was 3 legs up. Let me show you the Elliott wave, the fib extension for that. So I was saying wave 1 finished around here. Then we had an A, B, C. With the next wave finishing there. So this W wave was made of an ABC in itself, which was A, B, C. Alright, now let's go back on the 4 hourly, just so that we can see where price is going to go. So I've made out that this is wave W, this was X, and Y is going to be here. And I make out that wave Y will be a 1.382 extension of wave W. So I've got it coming up to here, and that's actually just above 17,000. And I'll explain why this 17,000 figure is significant. Let me move this price marker to there. So let's just tidy this up, take that away for a moment. The reason this level is significant, look, there's excellent resistance at this level, and another very significant line of resistance is if we draw a fib retracement from the top here all the way down to the bottom. This line, or roughly around this line, okay, it's coming to about $16,700, so a little bit short of the 17,000 mark. So I'm looking for around this mark. You're likely to see price just pierce this line, hit this horizontal resistance, and then you'll probably get a 4 hourly candle close just below this 78.6, or just at it. That's what I would expect to see when we get up here. But I'm certainly looking to sell at around this 16,700 mark. Alright, so yeah, that's my preferred count now, and the reason I say it's actually more attractive than the previous ABC, because before, when I was saying this was an ABC pattern, I was saying this was A, B would have retraced quite far. Yeah, so you would have had to sell, I believe, maybe 80% of your position at this point, if not everything, depending on what level you got in. Now, what I'm suggesting, with W finished here, X is here, I'm expecting, yes, to have a bit of resistance here, but this X wave will be like an ABC in itself, with A hitting this level, because as I say, this 13,000 mark is going to act as resistance. There is a lot of resistance and support of this line. It acts as support here, resistance here. Yes, I believe A will come up to here. B, I think, is going to be shallow, just because there's so much bullish activity at this point, just because this long downward trend line has been broken. So we're going to see quite a shallow B wave, and then C up to here. Yeah. So when we reach this 13,000, you could maybe take off 20% of profits. I wouldn't take much at all, just because I'm expecting a shallow retracement, and price tend to continue up to this 17,000. So this is now my preferred count. Let me take away this old ABC count. Yeah. Let me just show the wave for this so it's a little bit clearer. So this is what I'm expecting, W, X, Y up to the 17,000 mark. And the way in which this ABC is going to form is something like this. So again, let's show the wave. Alright, so I'm expecting the ABC to look like this. This is going to be quite a shallow B wave. And C is going to finish here. I've given multiple reasons why I think this level. As I say, that would make wave Y a 1.382 extension of wave W. There is resistance here with the high forming, and also that 0.786 fib. When we plot the fib retracement from the top to the bottom, also finishes around this level. Yeah, so this is where I'm looking at. Just to be safe, we can bring that down, put it at the 16,700 mark. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking at. That's my slightly adapted count. In trading, you have to be flexible. You know, you can have an ABC count and then change it to WXY. There's nothing wrong with that. As price changes, we have to come up with a new concept. And yeah, it's very important to be flexible in trading. And once one pattern has been invalidated, it's important to just start all over again, be objective, and create a recount. That's why trading requires constant analysis. And that's why I prefer to look at the longer time frames, you know, at least the 1 hourly chart and above, rather than anything less than 1 hourly. Just because if you are trading anything less than that, you need to be constantly watching the charts, because these patterns change very, very quickly. All right, but a lot of upside to go in Bitcoin. It's exciting times. We're gonna, a lot of profits to be made here. I'm looking forward to it. We've broken out of this downward trend line. You may see a little retest of the line, a bit of retracement, but soon it's going to be, you know, slowly making its way. Expect a bit of a pullback at 13,000. But yeah, I'm hoping you've all got at least some kind of long position at this point, just because there's a lot of profits to be made. All right, so that'll be it for the video today. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's given you a new outlook. It's not too different from yesterday's video. The ABC still has the same target roughly, but it just means we can be a little more excited because this retracement is going to be a lot more shallow than the previous retracement that I predicted yesterday. All right, so yeah, I'll leave it at that. Please continue to like, subscribe, and share. As I say, I can't show enough appreciation for the support that you've shown so far. Really very grateful. All right, take care, guys.